Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video, we are going to be carrying on with the games room setup, and yeah, we are getting so close now. So in today's video, we've got to pop out to Ikea, pick up the last few bookcases that we're going to need for both the games room and the office, and then we are going to set up the last two bookcases in here, which are actually going to be going just here. And yeah, as I said in previous videos, I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to set them up. So I don't know whether we're going to put them right up against that end and then have the room as a sort of U shape, or if I'm going to actually put a little walkway so that I can walk around that way. But obviously, if I can put a walkway that way, the plan is to actually put my Zelda standee at the end there as well. So yeah, that's going to have to be something we'll check out once we get the bookcases in. And then yeah, it is going to be a case of just trying to get everything sorted. So I know that basically by the end of the day, I know that we're still going to have boxes of stuff. So like the bread baskets that I've got with the sort of PS1 and PS2 games, they're going to be staying for the minute, because as I said in last week's video, so not last week, the week before, I was asking everyone about how to actually set up the games room, whether to have the games at the front of the shelf or at the back of the shelf. And pretty much unanimous decision was to have everything to the front of the shelf. So what I'm going to do is, instead of putting trunking across all of the shelves, I'm going to actually use some of the overflow that would have gone into storage to pad out the back of the shelves. That way they're technically still in the games room, they're just not going to be front and center. So that is one. I think we're going to do that in a couple of weeks time. So for now, those all will stay in here. But I think the big thing to do first of all is to actually sort out this pile here. So I want the room cleared as clear as possible for when we get back from Ikea. So what I'll do is, actually, I'm not going to even cut. I'm just going to jump straight over. And yeah, so essentially here we've got my steering wheel, which is boxed. That is just going to go down where the camera is at the moment. So I want it basically at the side of the TV unit, so that it's ready to use if and when I want to use it. I've got a couple of PS5 special editions. They'll be going into the bookcases. So for the way that the bookcases are going to go is, as I say, I'm going to have two bookcases coming out from here. This side bookcase is going to have PS5. I think we've got two shelves of PS5, a shelf of Atari games, so 2600, Jaguar and Lynx, Commodore 64 and Spectrum. Then this side, we're going to have two shelves of Master System. I'm going to put my N-Gage games on there. And then I'm going to leave the last couple of shelves for some up-and-coming bits. So I can't talk about them at the moment, but some potential pickups that we've got coming up. No, sorry, one potential pickup. The other one is actually going to be a video that I'm doing in a couple of weeks' time. And that is actually on a whole load of games for, I think, a couple of systems actually. But I found them when we were moving. So when we were packing up I think we were packing up the dining room, and there was a whole load of stuff in there. And yeah, I found a couple of boxes of games that I'd completely forgotten about. And these were actually from a big pickup that I'd done last year. So yeah, we're going to go through all of the stuff that I've sort of found when we were moving. That's going to be in a couple of weeks' time, but I have allocated some shelves for the games that are in there. And then yeah, so in here there's a couple of tote boxes at the bottom, plus a cardboard box. So yeah, I'm just going to dive in, just start moving a couple of bits about. Just so that I can see what's in here. As you can see, the room is still very much all over the shop. Even though I've been sort of making progress, there's a lot of the recent pickups that we've made are still sort of just on the shelves. Like the bookcase just here, the PlayStation bookcases are an absolute state at the moment. I'll get a photo in a minute just of how bad they actually are. So I'm hoping today, with getting the extra book, the last couple of bookcases in, we're finally going to be able to get this sorted. But to be honest, I'm not massively concerned about how the bookcases are looking at the moment, just purely because I know that they're all going to get sorted out once we start doing the shelf fixes. Right, so there we go. We've got a Bike and Mice VHS that we used last week to test the VHS. And for now, I'm just going to pop these up here. These are going to go on the PS5 shelf. I think that is the plan. But what I'm going to do is, I think with Rugrats, for example, I've already taken the game out of the box and I've had that in the shelf since we picked it up. Right, so that's going down there. So we've got all of my figures here. I think a lot of these are going to go into the office once I've sort of got that to a certain point. Right, so we can go down here. And then let's start with this box. Okay, so a box absolutely stacked full of games. That's it. I was wondering, I was looking at my carts, my Mega Drive carts the other night, and wondering where that was. So what we got my Alan Wake standee, Duke Nukem, all of my Japanese Saturn games. Are these all? No, that's just box, that's box. And then we've got my Atari games. So the Atari games I'll leave in there for now. And then PSP. I will admit that is still a console I don't know what to do with. Because I think we've got a bag of PSP down there as well as a whole load in this box. And I just when I was planning the room out, I completely forgot about the PSP. So yeah, I'm really struggling with what to do with the PSP. I think I'm going to put it off to the side for now. But I definitely think in an upcoming video, we are going to have to make a decision on the PSP as to sort of whether we put it into storage or we actually do try and get it in the room. I would like to try and get it in the room, to be honest. But obviously I've got all my PlayStation this side, so it would look weird just to plonk the PSP sort of somewhere over here. Because I think, if anything, I would use the extra Wii U shelf, because at the moment it's just got big boxes on it. And then in the future, sort of if I expanded the Wii, or when I expand the Wii U set to add it in there, I don't know. I'm going to have a think about the PSP because I really don't know. Right. But there's one console in particular I'm looking for. Right, so in here we have got a whole load more DS games, a load of PlayStation demo discs, plus all of my Dreamcast and some PS5 as well. So, quite a bit of PS5. My N-Gage. So a lot of this is going to go onto the shelving units. Actually, I think I've messed up. I think I have. I think I've removed the DS, the Dreamcast shelf. Okay, I'm going to have to go and check that in a minute. If I have, then I am going to have to completely revamp what we're going to do on these middle shelves because, yeah, I'm not putting my Dreamcast out. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it. I was literally looking at the plan just before I started filming the video. And I don't remember seeing it. Oh, yeah, that's not light, is it? Right, and then I think this last box has got sort of a load of consoles in as well. Okay, so yeah, we've got my Jaguar, a whole load of Game Gears, my Lynx, my Pikachu N64, which has got to go downstairs. Yeah, so just some extra consoles in here. I will admit I'm probably going to put the Jaguar and the Lynx over on the console shelf, just back there. So yeah, that is pretty much the sort of the bigger boxes here. I think I've got a box of PS2 demo discs. We're going to work them onto the shelf in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, okay, so pretty much where I was expecting to be. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get these out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to jump in the car, we're going to head over to Ikea, we'll pick up the bookcases, and then yeah, we'll come back and get them built, and then yeah, hopefully I'll be able to work out sort of how I'm going to position everything. Okay, so I've got the first bookcase built, and I'm just looking at sort of how the space is going to work. I am thinking that we are going to be better to have it right up the end here, which is going to be a bit of a shame, but yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best course of action, because even where it is now, and I've literally just put it here just from building it, once we put the chair in, we're going to be about here. We're going to be just too close to the TV. So yeah, I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right away back up here, which in a way will help, because one of the other things I'm looking at is how stable this is, because the stuff we're putting on top of these bookcases, have got a bit of weight to them. So we're going to be putting on this bookcase, which is going this way, the Sharp SF1, as well as the Vectrex are going up on here. Then on this side, we're going to have the Mech Commander big controller. That's going on this side. I'm hoping that I've got enough room. I don't think I'm going to have, but I was hoping that I'd have enough room on this one to actually be able to get the Halo special edition with a Master Chief helmet. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that on. Looking at the size of the bookcase now, yeah, probably won't work. But what we are going to do is just in this corner, so we've got a stack of boxes here. These are all going to get taken out. I'm actually going to put them down in the office, and yeah, just sort of slot them down the side of the drawers that are in there. The set of drawers we're going to rotate so that they're facing that way. For now, I am going to keep the special editions up here, but yeah, I think in the future we might do something here where we put some shelves in so that we can actually get some of these on display. More so now that we can't get the Master Chief in, or the collector's edition. It's in here somewhere, I swear it is. It might be, I might have taken it out, but yeah, so obviously there's potential sort of expansion here. I think originally my plan was to actually put the Mario Kart poster there, but I might just put it on the back of the door, because I think whenever we're going to be in here, that door's going to be shut anyway. What I have done as well is, as you'll see, I have moved the other Mario standee out now into the hallway. So what the way that the house is done is that the games room is actually off from the main hallway. So there's like a little alcove just outside of the door. So what I'm going to do is the two Mario Wonder standees are going to go out there. And yeah, I just don't think I'm going to get the Zelda one in here, which is gutting because it's getting in the way downstairs. So yeah, we'll see with that one. As I say, I'm not dead set on potentially how we're going to do it, but at least with being able to sort of move these up here, I can actually attach it to this bookcase, and then the one here can then get attached to this one. So yeah, we'll be able to make it a lot more stable. And then what I have done as well is between sort of heading out to IKEA and coming back, I have looked at the shelves, and yes, I have mucked up with regards to the Dreamcast. So the original plan with the Dreamcast was that it would be like in the old room, merged in with the Mega CD. But I know when we were putting the Mega CD in, I just didn't want to do that. I wanted them separate because I wasn't able to display either platform well. So what I'm going to do is the shelf that I originally had pegged for the N-Gage and a future pickup, I'm going to turn that into the Dreamcast shelf, and then yeah, just going to sort of work things. I'll probably work the N-Gage games into either the Commodore 64 or the Spectrum shelves. But yeah, so we are going to be getting the Dreamcast in. I'm relieved at that. But yes, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to get the other bookcase built. I'm not going to do that on camera. But what we'll do is, before I do that, I am going to get these bits out, get this moved around, and then yeah, we can then start populating the shelves. As I say, once I've attached them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the actual brackets that the shelves come with. So these are the brackets that you're meant to use to attach them to a wall. But what I'm going to do is instead, I'm going to put one side against this bookcase, the other side sort of side on here, and basically just screw it into the side of the bookcase. And then obviously I'll have one top, one bottom. And then for the other side, I'm probably not going to use these, but what I'll do is I will get some little brackets and I'll just put them over the edges here. And yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best approach. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. I will admit, before I crack on with the room, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been commenting on these videos. It's absolutely amazing seeing everyone's excitement for building out the games room. And yeah, one of the biggest comments that I get is can't wait to see it when it's finished. Me too. I will admit I've been really looking forward to getting it done. But yeah, just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone because yeah, the feedback and the comments that I've been getting on the videos have been absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it's really glad that this ongoing saga has been sort of worthwhile. But yeah, with that said, as I say, I am going to just get these bits sorted first. And then what I'll do is I'll get the other bookcase built, get it attached, and then, yeah, we'll start building out the bookcases with what's going on them. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the bookcases in, and yeah, so didn't go according to plan at all. So what I didn't realise was that the set of drawers that we've got at the end there is actually wider than the Billy bookcase. So there's quite a big gap between the sort of basically these bookcases and the Billy. So I've not been able to attach them to the large Billy. But what I have done is, as I said that I was going to do, I have linked them, basically screwed them together up top here. And yeah, once they've been screwed together, they're a lot more stable. I mean, what I can also do, if need be, I can also put another bracket just down the bottom of the bookcase as well, and basically have them 4 points where it's screwed together. But as you can see, we have got the bits on top. So as I predicted, I wasn't going to have enough room to put the Master Chief helmet on, but I did get the Vectrex and the FS1 as well as the controller. So yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, so basically the next step is going to be to start populating the bookcases. I'm going to move my chair into place as well, so then that's all set up. And yeah, then it's going to be a case of sorting through all the bits that I've moved out of the games room into, they're actually in the ensuite at the moment. But yeah, so we're going to get that done. But before we do that, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to head out and we're going to do a quick CEX hunt. So yeah, we'll pop out to CEX in Maidstone, have a look, see if we can pick anything up, and then what we'll do is when we come back, we'll have a look at everything that we picked up. Okay, so that is the trip out to CEX, and yeah, as you'd seen, we actually got some pretty good finds. So the first find that we've got is not actually one that I got on video, and this was one I actually picked up from one of the charity shops that's just a couple of doors up from CEX. And yeah, while I was in there, what I tend to do is I tend to park up, walk past it as I'm going to CEX, so I tend to sort of duck in, have a look at what games they've got. I'll be honest, normally they're quite overpriced on their games, but this time I saw this game. It was not one that we had for the collection, so I decided to grab it. And that is the Angry Birds trilogy on the 3DS. So, released in 2012 by Excite Entertainment, who worked on the 3DS and the Vita version. Angry Birds Trilogy is a compilation game that contains remasters of the first game, Angry Birds from 2009, Angry Birds Seasons from 2010, and Angry Birds Rio from 2011. The game was released for multiple platforms with ports for the Wii U, PlayStation Vita in the following year, back in 2013. And it was received a mixed reception for critics and journalists with a Metacritic score of 62 out of 100. Now, I'll be honest, when Angry Birds was popular on mobiles, I dread to think how much time I actually spent playing this. But yeah, I thought it was a good version to pick up. It's a portable version as well. I think we do have Angry Birds Trilogy on the Xbox 360. So yeah, it's not the only version that we've got, but to pick it up on a portable console was really good. And yeah, it is complete. It's got everything in there as far as I'm aware. So yeah, nice little pick up there. Ended up paying £5 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £6 at CEX and £9 on eBay. Then, before we get into the CEX pickups, what I actually did end up doing for this trip was, as we were unpacking the house, I actually managed to find a voucher for CEX. So this was an old voucher that I think from like 18 months ago or something like that. I'd completely forgotten about it, but I was like, well, I've got it, so I'm going to use it. So yeah, I ended up going down to CEX, loaded with that voucher. All £10 of it, but yeah, as I say, it's still something off of all the bits that we got. And the first pickup that we got was actually one that I noticed through the window. So what I've been noticing more and more with CEX is that they're not necessarily putting a lot of the best stuff out. Now, whether that be on the floor, on the shelves behind the till, or even in some of the cases. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, I've been seeing sort of bits and pieces through the sort of the outside window looking through. But yeah, this one, and yeah, I'm going to get a bit of a mixed reaction for this one. It is the Tony Hawk Shredboard and game on the PS3. So we do currently have the other version of this on the Xbox 360, which is... I can't remember the name of it, but it's another one. So we've recently picked up the game, but we've had the board for a while. And yeah, I saw this in CEX, decided to pick it up. I'm going to put it down because it's a bit too big. I decided to pick it up purely because we had that other version. And I thought, you know what, I'll get that one on the PS3. Then I've got two different versions, both with boards. And yeah, I will say I was a bit disappointed with this one because when I got home, it still had batteries in it, and there was some corrosion to the battery terminals. So obviously the staff at CEX just hadn't pulled it out of the box and checked it properly. I will admit I am getting a bit concerned with the quality of stuff that I'm picking up from CEX. So obviously we had the Dreamcast collection that we picked up a couple of weeks ago that ended up having to go back because the disc was so scratched up. And yeah, even some of the other pickups that I've made, the discs have not been in pristine condition or even in acceptable condition. Now, I've always found, like, I'll take games in and they will be like beyond meticulous about them. But I'm seeming to find that when I'm buying games from them now, they're not being as meticulous. I don't know what the deal is. but I'm just definitely finding that the discs that I'm getting from CEX, just the quality of them is going down by quite a margin. So with this one, I haven't actually captured gameplay footage. Once again, it's one of these games that I've got to set up to actually play, but the game itself was released back in 2010. Now, what was good with this was it was priced up at £8, but once I got to the till, it come up as £6. So yeah, really good deal on that. Looking it up online, they go for about £30 on eBay. So yeah, definitely a good pickup there. Right, so this next game that we've got is actually one that I've been recommended by someone for a worst games ever. So I once again have not captured any footage for this, purely because when I do the worst games ever video, I want it to be sort of my first time playing it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this one. But it is a PS5 game, and that is Skull Island: Rise of Kong. So yeah, we have recently, what did we recently play? Oh, Gollum, that was it. So I think it was on my Gollum video that someone actually left a comment, but when I've gone back to look, I can't actually see the comment anymore. But they did recommend this for a worst games ever. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to grab it and I will, yeah, we'll decide when we do a worst games ever. So this will probably be the next worst games ever video that we do. Obviously, once we've finished in here, I can get everything set up and then we'll get that video filmed. But yeah, it was released in 2023, so it's not that old. And yeah, I've not really got a lot to say about it because I haven't played it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to playing it and seeing actually how bad it probably is. So as you see, we paid £15 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for about £19 on eBay. And then the last game that we got from CEX was an Xbox 360 game that I'd actually been after for a while. Now, we have actually got this. This has recently been remastered. And yeah, we do have this on the PS5. And that is Shadows of the Damned. So, as I say, it's a game that I've been after for a while. So, released in 2011 by Grasshopper Manufacturer. This is a third-person shooter, and the player controls Garcia as he moves through the environments. Garcia's sidekick, Johnson, is an ever-present, acting normally as a torch or a quick melee attack, but can become weapons when needed. Johnson can take three forms such as pistol, shotgun and automatic rifle, all which are upgraded with more powerful forms. Shadow of the Damned received generally favourable reviews according to Metacritic, with a score of 76 out of 100. And yeah, as I say, this is one that I've been wanting to pick up for a while. I've been wanting to pick it up even before the remake was announced, and yeah, so when I saw it there, decided to get it just so that we could have the original copy in the collection as well. And yeah, for this one, as you see, we paid £12 for that, and it normally goes for about £15 on eBay. Then moving on, we've got a couple of pre-orders. So the first one that we've got is Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 on the Nintendo Switch. So this was announced probably about 6 weeks ago, I think it was. And yeah, what I originally done with this was I actually pre-ordered it through Smith's. And I think they were charging $59.99 for it. But then about a week or so later, the Amazon pre-orders went live, and they were doing it for £10 cheaper. So yeah, just went straight on, ordered it on Amazon, and cancelled the Smiths pre-order. You will see it is still sealed. That is because I haven't played it, and at the moment I'm not actually intending on playing it. Now, I will be honest, I have very, very limited play on Mario Galaxy. I will also be honest, it's not a game that I'm overly keen to play. The main reason for picking this up was because of it being a Mario game, so it was easier just to pick it up straight away. Then trying to get it later on when prices could have gone up, or it could be harder to get hold of, anything like that. So yeah, with any of the first party Nintendo stuff, If it's one that I want for the collection, then I'll grab it. And if it's one that I want to play, I normally grab it just as quick as well. But yeah, for now, not going to be playing it. Going to keep it sealed and just add it into the Switch collection. So as I say, paid $49.99 for it. It is going for £50 at CEX in a pre-owned condition and £55 on eBay in a sealed condition. And then the last game that we've got, there we go, just getting my screen to flick, is actually one that I've been after for a while. And the little one has actually been after this one for a while. So I was flicking through Amazon one night, saw that the physical version had finally been released, and yeah, jumped on and pre-ordered it straight away. And that is Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. So released in 2025 by Steelwood Studios, Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is an independent free roam game. It's the 11th instalment in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. A VR version of the game is planned to be released sometime in the future. Secret of the Mimic has received positive reviews with Metacritic scores or Metacritic user scores of 7.8. There was not a lot of critic scores on this one. But even still, it is one that I've been wanting to get hold of. Now, I have seen gameplay. At the moment, you'll see that it is sealed, but by the time you see this video, hopefully I'll be able to capture the footage if I can get the room sorted to actually get the gameplay done. But yeah, as I say, this has been one that I've been after for a while, but because it's only been released digitally up until now, I haven't picked it up. So as soon as I saw that the physical version was coming out, I immediately jumped on and picked it up. So ended up picking it up for $38.95. Looking it up online, it goes for £38 at CEX and £41 on eBay. And yeah, that is all of the pickups. So next up, we are going to dive into getting the bookcases populated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on this side with the Spectrum, Commodore 64, the Atari games, and the PS5 games. So at the moment, my PS5 games are literally down here by my foot. They're all in a bag, and then yeah, so we'll get them on the shelf, as well as the big box special editions that we've got. But yeah, so that's going to be the bit there. Hopefully what we'll do is we'll be able to clear out a couple of bits in the corner there, so it'll give us room to then attack this side of the bookcase. But yeah, let me get the GoPro moved, and then yeah, we'll get populating the bookcase. Okay, so the bookcases are both in and they're as populated as can be. And yeah, we've got some good news. Yeah, definitely think it's good news. So the PlayStation 5 shelf, the Ataris, and basically this side of the bookcase is all done. I will admit I did have to make a change. So the big box limited edition, limited run, sorry, special editions, I haven't been able to get in. I think at the moment I've got the Rugrats in there just as a bit of a placeholder just to keep the games upright. But you will see that I have brought everything to the front of the shelf, and I have to admit, I am loving it. I really am. So massive thank you to everyone who suggested bringing them to the front. And then on this side, so in the original design, I had the top 2 shelves assigned to Master System. But when I actually got the games in, I had a lot less Master System than I thought. So what I done was I actually gave the second shelf to the Dreamcast. And yeah, if I do get any more Master Systems, I've got a couple front facing. So I can get another sort of 6 to 8 in just by moving those back and bringing them spine forwards. Then the next shelf down, we've got the N-Gage in. And then what I ended up doing as well was bringing round the Japanese Saturn. So it's actually in line with the Saturn shelf in the other bookcase. So it does flow a bit there. Then you'll see that there's a massive gap at the bottom. Now, that is for a couple of up-and-coming game systems or systems that we've got some games for. I will say the bottom one is the bottom. Well, that's right. So actually, let me rewind a bit. After I got these shelves in, I actually went and grabbed one of the games that are going on the bottom shelf, and actually found out that I will be able to get another shelf in. So I am going to get one ordered. That's probably, I'm not going to rush out to get it, but as long as I've got it for when that the new console gets added, then yeah, we'll be all good. So we are going to put another shelf in on this bookcase. So we're going to end up with 5 shelves in here, which will be absolutely brilliant. You'll see at the moment from the panning shot that I've done, the N-Gage and the Japanese Saturn shelves are quite spaced out. So I'll probably rotate a couple of the Saturns round just to try and get us a bit more room on there. And then, as I say, that empty section at the bottom is earmarked for a couple of consoles. So yeah, we will address that when we get to them. And then, yeah, there was a bit of a surprise actually. So as I was unbagging the PS5 games, I thought I had a complete bag for life of PS5 games. And I was sort of putting them in and I'm like, there's still a lot left. Am I going to get all these in on 2 shelves? And then when I pulled off the top row in the bag and there was a whole load of PS4 games in there. So yeah, we've got an absolute plethora of PS4 games that need to get in the shelf. Because I will admit it did scupper my plans, because as we were doing this I was thinking there's a bit of a gap at the end of the PS4 shelf at the moment, or the last PS4 shelf, and I was going to put the Vita games in there, but yeah, obviously that isn't. Oh, but there's no other PlayStation round here. I could put the Vita on the N-Gage and Saturn shelf, but that to me just feels like an afterthought. Yeah, I can't get either of those 2 round here. I don't know. The Vita and the PSP are going to be a major issue for me at the moment. I really don't know what to do with them. I don't want to not have them in the games room at all. But yeah, I just don't know where to put them, what to do, because obviously I can't fit them in the PlayStation wall. I'm going to have to do some real thinking with regards to these, because yeah, it's annoying me that I've missed them out. And I can't believe when I was doing my planning that I did miss them. So yeah, we'll have a look. Do you know what I might even do? Not that I want to, but I may sacrifice a PS3 shelf for it. And what we'll do is when we come to sort out the shelves and sort of bring everything forward, what I may do is sacrifice a PS3 shelf, because as well, in addition, when we are sorting out the shelves, I am going to reorder the PS3 and the PS4, because at the moment we've got PS1, PS2, and then PS3, PS4, where actually I don't really like having it like that. So what I'm going to do is the PS3 and the PS4 have got 6 shelves each at the moment. So I'm just going to have them running across. Obviously, because we're bringing the games to the front of the shelves now, it isn't going to affect being able to see the games on the bottom row. So yeah, I'm going to bring all the put all the PS4 together, all the PS3 together, and actually have them running across the shelves. This side I'm actually quite happy with. So it is just going to be a case of organising, sorting through all of the overflow that I've got at the moment to get in the sort of cream of the crop, basically. And as I say, any overflow that I've got for these consoles, I'm actually going to put behind for now. And then any shelf that I need to, I'm then just going to do the trunking trick. But yeah, there's going to be a couple of weeks away until we're actually sort of doing that. Because next week I want to get the office finished. And yeah, so that is, I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I've got a load of stuff in here to just organise into some places. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to go grab some dinner and have a bit of a chill out. But yeah, as I say, let me know what you think. Do you think the bookcases are set up right? Do you think I should have put in the standee? Should have brought the bookcase up a bit further? Or, yeah, do you think it's given me a good amount? I personally think it's given me a good amount of room. So yeah, what I'm going to do is after the video's filmed, after I finish sort of moving things about and just tidying up a bit, I'm going to put the chair here and probably actually play a bit of games as well. Play a few games tonight. I've got one game that I'm playing through on the PS5 at the moment, which is a future pickup. So yeah, I might jump back onto that tonight. But yes, as I say, that is going to wrap it up for today. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're watching on mobile, don't forget to hit that hype button to help promote the video within the algorithm. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when our next Games Room video goes live. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.